So Capcom recently dropped a brand new trailer for RE9 at the Game Awards, and in it, yes, they finally revealed that the one and only Leon S. Kennedy would be making his return in Resident Evil Requiem. It's super exciting to finally get to see Leon again, but we also learned a lot more from this trailer than just that. We got the name of our main antagonist, along with what his ties to the Resident Evil series are. We got the name of the game's virus, and we even got a glimpse at some action-packed gameplay, and everything is looking absolutely amazing so far. Capcom truly has me hyped now with this trailer, and I'm sure you are the same. So today for you all, I'll be going through this trailer, breaking it all down, and looking at every small detail you may have missed along the way, all while discussing my own personal thoughts and theories. Without any more delay, let us begin. The trailer first opens with classical music playing, which I took note of due to it commonly being used in the Resident Evil series. We see the game's antagonist sat in front of a fireplace as Grace enters the room. This scene we have seen in prior trailers. However, I make note of it here as we get to see more of the scene play out. This is Victor Gideon, who seems to be the big bad of this game. Many fans prior to this trailer thought that he was potentially Oswald Spencer due to him having a weird wound on his chest, like the one Spencer gets from his attack via Wesker. But I'm personally glad it's a newcomer to the franchise and not Spencer, and I actually find it very intriguing to see what a new antagonist could bring. Victor seems to want or have some sort of reason to encounter Grace, calling her the Special One, which I'll talk about what this potentially means later on. Something we can gather from this current scene is that Victor is the man on the phone from the last trailer. It's pretty clear here when he says Miss Ashcroft that he has the same voice as the one on the phone. We then next up get some gorgeous shots of exterior environments, and man, Capcom is really flexing the power of the RE engine here, and boy does this game look good. As we look at these beautiful environments, a voice over the radio debriefs a missing persons report, and this gives me vibes similar to the intro of RE1 Remake. We then next get our big name drop, as it seems that the Elpis virus is going to be the big scary infection seen in RE9. Victor says to Grace that Elpis can be set free through her, which must be the reason he was calling her the Special One earlier on. But what does this virus have to do with Grace specifically, I wonder? When Elpis is name dropped, we are shown briefly a very redacted email that looks to be sent to the White House. Despite all the redacted info in the email, we can make out that it mentions Raccoon City and then the Elpis virus. Just after Elpis is mentioned, the word commence can be seen, which has me so intrigued as to what is actually being discussed here in this email. This is where we get to hear Victor have his name dropped, all while learning that he has ties to Umbrella, which we did see in the last trailer that Umbrella will be involved in some way in this game, and I'm so glad that they are. Not only are we going back to Raccoon City, but Umbrella is also involved. It really seems like we are getting an RE game for fans of the original trilogy. We also see a gloved hand inspecting photos of Victor, which we'll see soon who those hands belong to. Grace is then chased by Victor. We then next see a car drive into frame. The music shifts gear and a heavy intimidating track takes center stage. A figure dressed in all black steps out of the car, and we see that this figure is the one and only Leon S. Kennedy, back for another survival horror romp. And I can't even describe to you how excited I am to see Leon back again. I'll go over his overall design more later on, but I am loving it. The trailer overall takes on a very fast pace now. We see shots of Leon driving, along with some close-up photos of what look to be Elpis victims. Leon picks up a photo of a bunch of researchers, and among them seems to be a younger Victor Gideon. Could these researchers be from Umbrella, or maybe a different organisation entirely? We then get to see the extended version of the RE9 gameplay demo's ending. In the ending, Grace is dragged away by the stalker enemy, and it abruptly cuts. Many fans had thought that this is where Leon would come in and save Grace, and it seems like they were dead on. As we see Leon, they show some main shots with his revolver in order to save Grace. Leon then asks Grace if she is FBI and why she is there, which we know she was sent to the Rimwood Hotel to investigate the recent gruesome murders. But why is Leon also there? We again see Leon's revolver up close, which seems to be modelled after the RSH-12, a Russian-made revolver. And I'm highlighting this specific weapon here as it's been all over this game so far. We've seen it all throughout the second trailer, held by Grace, and it's even featured on the physical cover of the deluxe edition. It seems like this is Leon's personal revolver that he then gives to Grace for more protection. Next up, in one of the coolest shots of the trailer, we see Leon holding a small hatchet surrounded by dead bodies. We get a quick overview shot of the now destroyed Raccoon City, and then the trailer ends with my favourite shot from RE9 so far, with the Requiem text fading in as Leon has his back to the camera, with a close-up shot following with the RE9 text next to a close-up of Leon's face. And while that's how the cinematic trailer concludes, and don't get me wrong, that was very good, that's not everything, as we see just a little bit more of this game, including Leon Kennedy in action. He starts with a one-liner, because of course he does, along with him facing off against the chainsaw-wielding enemy, which I'm sure is giving him just a bit of PTSD to his trip back in Spain. And finally getting our first look at some combat, and I must say, I'm liking what I see a lot. Combat looks fast-paced and snappy, weapon recoil and the way the zombies react is very realistic, and animations look really smooth. Looking at the game's HUD, we can see it's very similar to Leon's HUD in RE4 Remake. We can see Leon's handgun, which although I can't quite decipher which pistol this is, it's not his Silver Ghost from RE4, nor is it his Sentinel 9 from RE6. We also see he has the hatchet from the cinematic trailer. Leon also is able to dish out crazy kicks yet again, which I love to see as they send enemies absolutely flying. It looks like players will also be able to execute enemies, but we will have to wait and see how this mechanic works exactly, although it's gory as hell in the best way possible. And in the most fucking badass way to end this trailer, Leon takes the chainsaw we seen the zombie wielding earlier and he puts it through the chest of another zombie. Wow, just wow. What an incredible way to end RE9's strongest trailer to date. I was in absolute awe when I first watched this trailer, and as I watched it again and again for this video, it made me fall in love with it even more. So that's the main takeaways I found within this trailer. However, what are the potential theories I had that I mentioned earlier on? Well, for starters, why is Victor so keen on Grace Ashcroft specifically? What's her role in all of this? Well, his comments in this trailer about her being able to set Elpis free had me thinking back to the gameplay demo. In it, Grace starts hanging upside down as she has her blood drained from her body. I think that there is potential that there is something up with her blood type. I assume Victor or his associates kidnapped her and drained her blood and used it for the Elpis infection, which then begs the question, why exactly is she herself important for Elpis? What makes her so special? Well, this could be related to her mother Alyssa Ashcroft. During prior trailers, Alyssa had seemed to know something was going on and she wouldn't tell Grace about it. Maybe Alyssa investigated Elpis or even Victor Gideon. But why then is Grace the special one? And of course for now, I'm still sticking with the idea that the stalker enemy is Alyssa. Maybe Alyssa was patient zero for Elpis and mutated into this creature. And maybe Victor needs Grace in order to further develop Elpis. And while that's my best guess I could give for now, let me know your own ideas or potential theories down below. I'd love to see what you guys can come up with. Secondly, looking into Leon in this game, I believe he could still be working for the US government, or even potentially he could be going off on his own due to Raccoon City being involved. The game's subtitle Requiem I think is tied to both of our protagonists. A Requiem is an act or token of remembrance. This directly ties into both Leon and Grace. Grace is remembering and missing her mother Alyssa, and Leon is remembering all the lives lost in Raccoon City. And I really like this story setup of both characters having some form of PTSD and grief, that then brings them both together in some way. I also really like how we still see that PTSD, guilt-riddled Leon, and I feel like Grace will also struggle with her mother's death throughout this game. As for some closing thoughts, I must say I absolutely love Leon's design. I love the badass jacket, the gloves, and the mostly all-black attire. I like his aged look a lot, and the fact that he still has that fuck-ass fringe is amazing. And I feel like his reveal was absolutely perfect, especially alongside that small gameplay teaser. I am very interested in this game's plot also. Grace, Alyssa, Victor, Umbrella, Leon and Raccoon City are being tied into one narrative, and I can't wait to see how that all comes together. But for now, we will just have to wait and see. And it seems like we won't have to wait too much longer for more RE9, as in January we will be getting a full deep dive into this game, which I will definitely cover on this channel. And those were my overall thoughts and breakdown of this trailer. Let me know down below, what did you think of this newest trailer? Did this get you excited for Resident Evil 9? What did you think of Leon's reveal and him returning? And what are your hopes for this game? And with that, I'm done here. I want to thank you so very much for watching this video, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Peace.
Would you like to see what's hidden under the hood?
Don't do anything stupid.
Me? Never.